Finally, the all-new Alienware X17 R2 is here. A week late, but it's here. I'm gonna be unboxing and giving you my first-hand impressions, diving into the internals, checking out the software, as well as showing off some gameplay. This was my absolute favorite laptop last year, so fingers crossed on this second iteration of it. It's got the all-new RTX 3080 Ti GPU, 32 gigabytes of 4800 megahertz of DDR5 RAM, and the all-new 12th gen Intel i7-12 700H processor with a 360Hz FHD display. This one was priced at $3,500, but the lowest configuration starts at $2,300. Now, if you were wanting to see the maxed out version of this computer, stay tuned for a video coming soon from David from Mash IT. We found that we were reviewing the same exact computers at the same exact time, so we're working together now, making sure we're getting different configurations of the same computer to make sure the gaming community can better compare and weigh their options. Alright, enough talking, let's get to the unboxing. And there she is, just as beautiful of a box as the last version. Let's go ahead and pull on this tab right here to take off the plastic. Nice white matte finish with those reflective designs that they do so well. Get this plastic out of here. And before the grand reveal, let's go ahead and see what else is in the box. Got a little power icon right here, and inside we've got our small form factor 330 watt power brick. Alright, now for the main event. Really cool magnetic lid like the last version. We've got some stenciled reflective graphics right here with an X17 there in the middle. And then on the left side, some more stenciled reflective graphics. It looks like a keyboard with your hexagon ventilation. Let's go ahead and pull on this tab to take the computer out. Behind that, we've got our Alienware user manual. This booklet breaks down all the ports, but we're going to show you that hands-on here in a sec. And then we've got some fanboy Alienware stickers. And I guess right here they're bragging about saving some whales or something. Good for you, Alienware. Save the whales. Oh, okay, it says 100% recycled plastics, 25% from ocean-bound sources. Please recycle responsibly. All right, let's put the boring stuff away and check out the main event. Alright, now let's open this up. Take off the little static blanket. Got a nice all matte black interior with the keys being just a little bit more reflective. Got that same honeycomb ventilation there at the top with your RGB lit Alienware power button. Some more ventilation here on the sides. The touchpad feels a little bit smaller, but overall it looks really clean. Got two front tweeters on the front corners and some downward firing speakers on the bottom. The standard keyboard is pretty comfortable, but based on my experience with the Cherry MX mechanical keyboard on the last X17, I don't get the same butterflies and warm fuzzies from this keyboard. So I recommend that you spend just a little bit more money to get the Cherry MX keyboard. The build quality definitely doesn't feel cheap. Pretty average screen flex and screen wobble. All right, let's go ahead and check out the internals. On the bottom, it's got some pretty similar hexagonal ventilation like what it had on the other side. And then two more strips of ventilation on the sides. And at the bottom are downward firing speakers. To take off the back plate, we're gonna have to remove these 8 screws. Disconnect our battery. Go ahead and take off these little thermal pads. Take the pad off our SSD drive. So just like the last one, we've got 4 high-powered fans. That's most likely going to help out a lot with heat dissipation. We've got our 2 upgradable DDR5 4800 megahertz RAM slots. Our 1TB PCIe Gen 4 X4 SSD drive with the bay right here for an additional one. And then at the bottom, our 87 watt-hour battery, sandwiched in between 2 pretty decently sized speakers. But we'll see if they actually sound good. The last version was just okay. For the ports, on the back we've got a Thunderbolt 4 port with power delivery, a USB 3.2 Gen 1 port with power share, an Ethernet port, a USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 display port also with power share, an HDMI port, a USB 3.2 Gen 1 port also with power share, a micro SD card slot, and a display port. On the left side, just your headphone and microphone jack and some ventilation, and on the right side, your power port and some more ventilation. All right, let's go ahead and start her up. Beautiful. Wow, it's pretty bright.
Press Windows plus U.
Sounds kind of muffled, honestly. Still no secondary key illumination. What the heck, Dell? Every review complained about that. It just makes it a lot harder to see those icons in the dark. Let's go ahead and speed through this setup process. Want to use your face to sign in faster and more securely? Yes, set that up. Keep looking directly at your camera. That's all, you're set. That was easy. And we are in. Let's go ahead and check out the My Alienware button. Go to Alienware Command Center. Wow, that only took about 5 seconds. Usually the Alienware Command Center takes about 15 seconds to load when you first start your computer. So that's neat. Got the same basic overclock settings, overclock profiles, balance, battery saver, full speed, performance, power balanced, Dolby Atmos for the following devices. Huh. Sounds pretty bassy. Not bad. Thermal profiles. Got a different profile for each fan, just like the last X17. Right now the fans are at 52% speed and I can barely hear them. Although CPU fan 2 is at 0, that's interesting. GPU fan 2 is also at 0%. It's gonna kick it up a notch. That's actually not that loud at full speed. Fusion shows us our overclock settings, our power limits. Check out the FX. Spectrum cycles through all the colors. Rainbow wave, that's the one everybody likes. I really miss the cool spectrum animation that we used to have on the touchpad. It just doesn't feel the same without it. Kinda disappointed they removed that. Now, if you have any questions for my full review that I'm gonna be uploading next week, please comment with them below. If you're publicly subscribed, not only will I respond to your comment, but your comment gets replied to first. Now, if you subscribe and turn on notifications, then you'll be the first to know when the full review gets uploaded. Guys, remember every week I do a giveaway that randomly selects someone who's interacted with this channel. Before I announce today's winner, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, as that helps it reach more people. And if you already made the decision to purchase this computer, please make sure to use my affiliate links in the description below, as I get a small commission at no cost to you for every single purchase made. And now for a sneak peek of some gameplay. So over in the Alienware Command Center, you can see we've set our overclocking profile to overclock 02, our thermal to full speed. First game we're going to test out is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. These are all the settings that we have at HD, pretty much maxing everything out. So it started off at about 210. As we played more and more, the frames per second came down even more. Rested at about 188 frames per second. Now this is 1440p. You can see our GPU is still about 76 degrees, not too hot. Our wattage got up to 160. And then this is 4K. 80 degrees. That's getting pretty hot on the GPU though. 80 degrees is pretty hot. 95 frames per second. That's about 10 frames faster than last year's model. Such a beautiful game. Forza Horizon 5 looks even better. Gorgeous. So 180 frames per second with HD, not bad. That's about 15 frames per second faster than last year's model. So now this is 1440p. You can see we're at 76 degrees Celsius. Getting up to 160 watts, 147 frames per second, pretty nice. So now we're gonna go up to 4K and see what happens here. Really interested to see how this compares to last year's model. So 117 frames per second, that's actually only 1 frames per second faster than last year's. Keep in mind all of these tests are before I did any type of updates. I just wanted to see what this computer was gonna do by default. So yeah, this is the fastest laptop that I've ever used, and it's not even the top spec model. Check out my full review next week before you make your decision though, because there's still a lot to unpack and a lot to factor in for this computer. And the winner of this week's Amazon.com e-gift card giveaway is...
Josh Anthony.
Thanks for watching, guys. I love you guys. God bless.